So, good afternoon all. Another impromptu live stream on the Essential RC YouTube channel. I had so much fun doing this yesterday, and I've been doing my day job until just now, and I thought I got to do it again. I had so much fun yesterday, and chatting to quite a lot of people as well while I was flying, trying to keep it entertaining. Flying the Av8-B, which is in Digital Combat Simulator, which was a lot of fun to fly. Only just really learning how to fly this. Just starting up engines now. So I hope you can hear that. Hope you can hear me clearly. So basically going to vertical takeoff. I've got rockets and a Gal-12 cannon loaded. Going to take off vertically, go after some targets, probably a moving convoy, and then go and try and land on the carrier, which I did semi-successfully yesterday. Now what I will do this time, I'm going to kill the webcam this time so that you don't see me and my frustration at what I do wrong this time on the webcam. I think it's good for you to have to see the whole view, so I will turn that off imminently. Yes, this is a game. It's a very good simulator called DCS, Digital Combat Simulator. It's a free download. You get one aircraft, and you can buy others, such as the Av8-B that you see here. It's weird. I think I might actually have to leave that on because I've got a separate configuration. It's not showing chat, which is no good. I think it's important to show chat. So you are going to have to put up with my webcam for today. Never mind. Okay, so let's not hang around. This moment, I will let's get in the air and get flying. Okay, should be good now. I think everything is started up, so going to internal view. Let's kill that master caution. So, so the thing is, taking off vertically, if I go to my loadout menu, the maximum weight you can take off vertically is about, maximum is 23,000 pounds, so we're just under 21,000 pounds. That's with our rockets and our Gal-12 cannon, and I've reduced fuel to about 50% so that I'm staying well below that, so that I can actually take off. So what do? We have to switch on water. We have 500 pounds of water on board as shown here. So, and that's basically to protect the engine in case we get into an overperformance situation. You can see the RPM here, but we can exceed the maximum RPM. This is 0 to 100%, and the jet pipe temperature, if we exceed that, then it basically sprays water into the ignition chamber to cool it down, because we don't want to damage the engine. We've got the nozzle angle here, 10 degrees. If you look at the side here, we want to be about 82 degrees for takeoff. So we set to 82 degrees. We've got 4 nozzles, flaps. You see below that 5F. So 62 degrees of flap, because we are not going to be moving forwards. We want as much lift as possible. You see up here we've got the altitude. That shows 60. That's barometric pressure based altitude. Switch to radar, and that is now from the actual ground, so that's 0. And then we got airspeed, so we got a little bit of wind there. So I think that's basically about everything. This here is related to drift sideways, I think. So I think we're all good to go. Nose wheel steering, I want to turn that on down here. So you'll see that this is a fully operational cockpit. I can click on buttons and they actually work, which is pretty amazing. If I can look around. I'm using my mouse so that I can do things on the keyboard, but I can look around the cockpit. If I was wearing VR goggles, which I do have, then it would head track as well, obviously. Okay, so let's get going. Holding on the brake. Watch the front nose here, going light. Up. And we're at 130 knots, so we can change the nozzles a bit more. We've got more aerodynamic lift. We're picking up speed, so we gradually do that. And before we get to 25 degrees, we have to put flaps up, because if we didn't do that, then we went to 0 degrees on the nozzles, then we would burn through the flaps, and you really do not want to do that. It would ruin our day. And then we go to 0 degrees. So now we're flying. That was vertical takeoff in the Av8-B. Okay, so we've got a master caution. Don't know what it's complaining about there, but we'll cancel that. Easily done. And trim for level flight. And now we can, we're done with our VTOL mode, so vertical takeoff and landing. So switch to air to ground. We've got a radar lock, but we've just evaded that. That's fine. And again, we didn't turn our water off. Should have done that. Probably wasted a huge amount of water that I need for landing. Down to 350 pounds, so I'm good. So, where was I? So yeah, I'm in air to ground mode. Go to my menu, select stores. You can see I've got my missiles on the wings, so I select those and master arm on, so they are I was in safety and now I'm armed, so I can fire them. You see the aiming reticule here. Let's reduce power a bit, save some fuel. So let's have a look around. So I'm in a multiplayer environment. There are other aircraft and other things moving around in this environment, and there are actually dynamically created targets as well. So let's go and find those, shall we? Let's find out where they are on the map. So this is me, ditch it in my Av8-B. That's my call sign, don't ask me why. Long history. We've got APCs, armoured personnel carriers here, we've got tanks here, and we've got transports here, basically trucks. So we can go on intercept and see if we can take some of these out. So let's fly up to the river and then fly up the river. Probably take out these soft targets first. So there's the river. There's the river. It goes up here. Our targets are up there, I suspect, according to the map. So let's turn up the river a little bit. We're at just over 10,000 feet, 400 knots, levelling out. So we're not going to go for the tanks, they're so well armoured, you stand absolutely no chance of destroying those. So we're going to go for transports. These are the tanks. Heavily armoured, obviously. These are the APCs. The APCs are down here. We're going to go for our transports up here, which are here, hiding in the trees by the looks of it. So you can see the red dots. You see those? They just crossed the bridge. I think that's our the trucks that we want to take out. Well, I think it is. Yeah. This line of trucks. So let's turn this way. I basically want to go down the line of trucks. So I'm going to come down low, turn, and take them out. 4,500 feet, throttling back. Need to make the turn, and turn. So yes, if you're asking, this is DCS. Digital Combat Simulator. And the other thing to point out is I'm running this in like the highest level of graphics because I'm using a very high spec NVIDIA graphics card. Our targets are just crossing the bridge. Throttling up, I want to get to them before they turn off the bridge. It's coming up on 400 knots, 1500 feet. Throttling back. And turn. Come on, turn, turn, turn. Whoa! That was low. Target's on fire. They're blocked. They can't get off the bridge now. Turn back for another bite. Always fine with convoys. If you get the lead member of the convoy, then everybody else gets backed up, which makes it awesome to go in for another attack, because they can't get off the bridge. It is, Derek. I'm flying and I'm trying to give you some action as well from the external views. It's not an easy thing to do, but I'm really trying to make it as entertaining for you as possible, because if I was just showing the cockpit view, I don't think that would be very exciting. Just clearing the trees.
Roll out, roll out. Roll out, roll out.
Still got rockets.
Pull up, pull up. Roll out, roll out.
Quite aggressive on the manoeuvres.
Pull up, pull up.
Toast. Ah, he's off the bridge. I love this machine. So I think we've still got at least one or two trucks that got away on the other side of the river, so we're going to go and clean them up. Pick up a bit of power. Yeah, I think you've got motion sickness. What about me?
Roll out, roll out. Roll out, roll out. Pull up, pull up. Roll out, roll out.
So we've basically blown some trucks off the bridge. They're in the water.
Roll out, roll out. Pull up, pull up.
We're just taking out the other remaining trucks. think we did good there. Let's go to our map and see what else we got going on. So we've got these APCs in front of us. We might as well use our... Have we got anything left? We've got a remaining rocket. I can see APCs down there. The red dots do help. I know it's a little bit of a cheat, but what the hell. Wouldn't spot them otherwise. I'm trying to manoeuvre so I go down the line.
Roll out. Roll out.
Nice bunch together here.
Pull up. Pull up.
That's a direct hit.
Pull up. Pull up.
So that's all our rockets used up. So time to go to the carrier. This is the bit I don't enjoy. This is the carrier. And I'm going to try and land on. You think vertical takeoff was hard? Try vertical landing. Hi RC Gear. And thanks to everybody else for tuning in. Just a bit of fun at the end of the day. Right, so prepping for landing. So you can take off air, ground, go Vtol. Master arm off. Safety is now on. Let's see where we are on the map. So here's me, and I want to be going down here to the carrier group. I'm trending in about the right direction onto the John C. Stennis aircraft carrier. So I've got 350 pounds of H2O of water left. Important if I overtemp the engine. Which you can easily do when you're in Vtol mode. So it's just going to take us a couple of minutes to get out to the carrier. So we're about heading in the right direction. I see the carrier now. The carrier has 2 destroyers, 1 destroyer on each side. So we're going to do a low pass and then come back and try and land. We're about a minute out. I will do that, Derek. Thanks for the recommendation. Yes, I need to refuel because I only loaded up with half my max fuel so that I could do vertical takeoff.
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up.
Permission for a flyby.
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up. Out, out.
Right, so I'm not going to take a long approach like I have done in the past. I'm going to try and do this more rapidly because I was taking such a long approach last time. So, let's make the turn, get on approach. 450 knots, 3,300 feet. Let's get lined up first. Here's the carrier. Gear out and air brake down, which is good. I'm gonna go to 65 degrees on the nozzle. And turn water on. Just seen an F-18 launching. Oh. Bit too low. But just rescued it, I think. You have to watch your sink rate so carefully. Oh my god! I'm so excited that I actually did that. Brilliant. And did that more and did that at the end from an external view, which was absolutely brilliant. So let's get off. Get out of the way. I did nearly actually put it in the water there because I was sinking too fast. And the Harrier, the Av8-B's only got enough power, just enough power, the limited power to stop you falling too quickly. So brakes on. Blimey, stress. I was down to 11% on fuel, so back up to 50%. Yeah, that wasn't bad. That was better than it turned out yesterday. So let's just make sure we've got rockets. My favourite rockets, the high explosive versions, and the Gal-12 gun pod.
Request refueling. Request rearming. Copy.
Right, okay, so our brakes are on. Whew. And I didn't use any H2O, that's quite amazing. And it was on. Let's turn that off. So we've got an F-18 coming into land on the carrier. So let's watch this while I'm refueling. Ground crew refueling me. So he's got, the difference is with the F-18, it has a tail hook, so it's going that hook. He's going to try and come down at this type of attitude to catch one of the four wires that are running across the deck at the back that I actually just crossed over. So he should be turning in. Yep, so he's making his turn. On approach. There's me refueling, and you can see him. He's just making his turn. Not easy, I have to say. And he's trying to maintain that positive angle of attack, so he gives that positive angle of attack so that he can maximizes the probability of that hook catching on one of the four arrestor wires at the back. So I've already landed on the deck. I just about managed to do that. I'm refueling, I'm rearming, and we're just watching this guy come in for a landing. Here he comes. Good approach. Looks good. No, he's a bit high. He's high. He's high. No, he missed. He's got to go around. He's got to hit the afterburners and go around. Gear up. Go around. So he fluffed that. I should be fueled up, so my H2O is back to 500. You can see my fuel is fairly static at 38,000 pounds. I'm just idling, so I'm good to go again. Yeah, he was too high for sure, but better too high than too low, right? Let's he might give up. It does take a long time to set up for a landing. Oh, there he is. He's going a bit. Oh, there. Gear coming down. He's going to have another. He's going to have another go. Can we see if he does it this time? We'll just hold on. Got to make a final turn. Making his final turn. I think that's probably better. I hope you can still hear me. Come on, this time. There he is. Good cat. Oh no, he's not done it again. I thought he had it that time. So I think the mistake he made that time, he wasn't a high angle of attack. So we're just going to go and kill some more targets, I think. Try and find another convoy. If we go to my map, it will have probably regenerated some of these targets. So we got APCs, got one here at least, transports and tanks and more transports. So we've got lots of targets. I'm down here. So let's go. So water set for takeoff, and flaps. We're in Vtol mode already. Weapons safety. We should be good to go. So we set nozzle to about 82 degrees. And we're good. Okay. We're ready for takeoff. Holding on the brakes. Gear up. Okay, Funk Child, thanks very much. Flaps up, and we are now flying. We're good. I forgot to turn off my water. I always do that. So I'm down to 210. I always forget to turn off water. I've only got 500 pounds and I used it all up, over half of it. Never mind. Right, so now I'm in the air. I can go to air to ground mode, menu, stores, select my rockets, and I'm armed now. Safety off. Right, so I've got to fly up the coast a little bit and then turn up the river, and then I can go hunting again for the second time. Let's see what targets. APCs. I don't know what he's doing. Parked up. Lots of static targets, missile launchers and stuff like that. I prefer the moving targets. We've got missiles, missile launchers, loads of those. More APCs. Doesn't look as... Ah, look, we got a line of APCs. We could try and find them. So we are progressing up. So we got probably these APCs here. And we've got some F-16s in the area as well. It's detailed and it's operational, so you can click on all the buttons, or you can use keyboard sequences, but it's more fun if you actually click on the cockpit. APCs. Yes, they will. If you get close enough, the SAMs will fire on you. Now, the one thing I haven't looked into yet is decoys and the radar system detection, all that type of stuff. I've only learned how to fly this Av8-B so far, do vertical takeoff landing and do edge ground targeting. Oh, they're off to our left. Can't see them. Off to my left. blind. Where are they? I'm literally about to fly over them. Can't see them. I've flown past them. No problem, we'll go back. So they should be right behind me. Oh, I think because I've not got labels on. Ah, they are. I see them now. Oops. Yeah, you can have sidewinders, various air-to-air missiles, which I haven't experimented with yet. Now, I'm not going to attack them on this run because I'm going across them. I'm actually going to make a turn. 90-degree turn right. And come back. I want to try and attack them down the direction they are going in. This is better. Exactly, following the road. So that should be them. Here we go. About to ruin his day. Let's do another pass. It's a long road they're going down. Hey Timo. Pulling some G's. In low. Reticule unwinding in range. Come on, come on. Firing. On fire. 3 departing the scene. I've at least got 1 rocket left. That's another one toasted, and I've still got more rockets left, with 2 left. Oh, where have they gone? Can't see them. Ah. I lost my coordination. Never mind. Yeah, behind me. Try again. It's so easy to lose your orientation when you're flicking between all the different views. But I tell you what, I've got these. I've got some more targets in front of me, so I'm just going to use my remaining rockets on these guys. Hiding in the trees, bit cheeky. Oh. Okay, back out to the carrier. So, master arm off, safety on, deselect Vtol mode on. And we're going to head out back to the carrier. Here's me, Av8-B, code name Ditchit, call sign Ditchit, and heading back to the carrier, which is out to the left. Check my fuel status. Yeah, I'm good. Just over £1,000 of fuel remaining. That should be good enough, even for a go around. If I'm should try flying the F-18 with those twin engines and afterburner. You can drink through fuel quite quickly. But then this equally does it if you're in a vertical takeoff with the nozzles pointing downwards and retaining the weight of the Av8-B under that vertical thrust can certainly drink a lot of fuel as well. Right, so we're going to try the same thing. So we're going to do a pass over the deck, just like Mr. F-18 landed. Low pass, and then we'll turn and land. So it takes us about a minute to get out to the carrier. And I'm just finding the more I practice, the better I get at this. Six and a half thousand feet. I need to be coming in lower. The secret is not to come in high on the approach. Because if you try and lose height too quickly with the Av8-B in the Vtol mode, you can't recover. Because there just isn't enough thrust. To reduce on a quite a high rate of descent. So here we go, heading out to the carrier. Deck still clear. Hopefully he won't get in the way. Four and a half thousand feet. Lance Corporal Toby, how you doing? Low pass over the deck. Oh, just had a fuel low warning. Never good. Okay, so we're going to have to do this fairly rapidly. I'm not going to monkey around this time. Because I'm fuel low. I know fuel low, I know fuel low. Stress me out if you keep telling me. Lined up with the carrier. Witch's Hat is my horizon. I'm at 275 on airspeed 500 feet. Gear coming down and air brake, gear down. Check. Flaps. Flaps 25. Ready on the nozzle to go to 65. Going 65 on the nozzles and powering up to give me more vertical lift. So my aerodynamic lift from the applying more power. So just bringing it in gently. Trying to reduce the amount of sway, a bit more power, get me onto the deck. And I'm down. And brakes, flaps up. Yeah, water was on. I'm not sure my flaps was correct, to be honest. Brakes on. I'm definitely getting better at this. Absolutely fantastic. I've absolutely greased that. I'm absolutely thrilled with that. 2%. 2% fuel. You did it wrong, man. I didn't crash. Any landing you don't absolutely fireball is good enough for me. The flaps were okay. Looked like they were 25 degrees. They should go 62 degrees, shouldn't they? But hell, doesn't matter. Prince is obviously an expert. He's going to have to correct me where I went wrong. Not bad. It's about the 5th time I've tried to do that, landing on a carrier. I am pretty happy with that. So we're going to go up to 52% on the fuel, and we'll go with the same rockets. Our GAL-12 and our... And I've had problem reloading weapons. I just do that to make absolutely sure. So refueling started. I need to switch off my water. I've forgotten to do that. I always forget to do that. So we're good. So we just wait until we're refueled. See what's going on else on this guy. F-16 coming into land. That'll do. Is that a Mirage? Haven't tried that. Another Mirage. Another F-16. F-15. Is that an ME-109? Crashed? Yeah, I will. I need to get track IR. That would make life a lot easier. F-20. And we got helis as well. Looks like he's spinning up. I've not tried any of the helicopters yet. F-18, F-14. What a machine. Looks like he's just starting up. A-10. Which I love. F-16. So lots of... Oh dear, he's having a bad day. Is that like a MiG-21? It looks like he ejected. His fire extinguisher is in the middle of the air though. I do not know what that is about. P-51. And he just crashed into the water. Showboating, that's what it'll do for you. And then somebody just exploded. Right, I think we're ready to go. So this is DCS, Digital Combat Simulator. So water on, flaps, they'll go down 62 degrees. So I'm good, aren't I? I think I'm good. Nozzles down to about 82 degrees, and I think we're set. I know, I was slightly too low, but I didn't do a bad job. Let's just watch this F-18 take off. So it's interesting. So he's taxiing up to the catapult. See the bar at the front going down. He's going to hook that up with the catapult, hopefully. He's a bit far away from it. Come on. There we go. Being a bit tentative. Come on, come on, come on, hurry up. If he presses the right button, he'll get hooked up to the catapult. He's taking his time about it, isn't he, this guy? Wings coming down. Obviously folding wings on the Navy version of the F-18, so it takes up less space on the deck. Blast door coming up, he's hooked up. then he will go afterburners and take off, and he'll get launched. There, throttling up, afterburners, and launch. Gear up. Nice. Nice launch. Okay, so back to me. I'm already nose wheel steering on, 82 degrees on the nozzles and 62 degrees on the flaps. Jet pipe temperature 400 degrees, and I'm 35% on RPM. So here we go. Holding on the wheel brake and throttling up. 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, 90% power. Waiting to lift off. Wheels going light. Airborne. Gear up. Airspeed picking up. And 0 degrees on the nozzles because we've got an airspeed. And we're good. I think I forgot to turn my water off again. And I'm at 400 knots and climbing. That's good. Throttling back. That was a pretty smooth takeoff. Nice. On the map. Let's do a right again this time. Let's go to... There's a nice target airfield off to the right. So we can go air-ground mode. Menu, go to our stores and select our missiles and master arm on. There's this airstrip with some nicely positioned targets on it, mostly soft targets like trucks and stuff like that, but good for a bit of missile practice, throttling back. Turning in. Turned in a bit early. Oh. Explosions on the runway, so somebody else is having target practice. A few targets left for us. Turning in. Low approach. Approach coming from the other direction. 2 targets. Pippa unwinding in range and firing. Land Rover destroyed. Truck destroyed. We'll go down the other runway this time. Turning in. Fuel tank this time. There are 2 fuel tanks on the side of the runway. Take those out. Actually, might be able to take out this truck first. Firing. Killed him. Firing on the tanks. Destroyed those. One more pass and go back out to the carrier for another landing. And then I think that'll be it. Not so accurate that time. Back to the carrier. Take about a minute to get back to the carrier. Which is there in the middle. Different approach this time, not doing the fly past, so 370, got to drop to 250 before we put the gear down, but I don't want to get too slow too quick. And let's go to master arm off Vtol mode on. Less power. Get on approach. Just over 2,000 feet and drop some altitude. Gear down. Flaps 25. Speed 250, 1500 feet. 220. 200, 1500 feet. Full flaps when I bring the nozzles down to 65, nozzles 65, so airspeed coming down, full flaps kick in, I'm a bit high. See if I can lose that height. Water on, throttling up. Down. Water off. I nailed it that time, Mukesh. I nailed it. As long as you don't panic. Oh. pretty good, Prince. Oh. Right. So I think I'm about done actually. That's I think that's I've ridden my luck enough. So thanks very much for watching. Always fun to practice with the Av8-B, and DCS have actually got a special offer at the moment. It's a free download anyway, but all the aircraft that you can buy for it are actually on free trial for a month since about 3 days ago. So if you want to get there, go. There's no better time. So thanks very much for tuning in to the Essential RC YouTube live stream. If you aren't subscribed already, then please do, and we'll do this again soon. So thanks very much, and take care. Yeah, I didn't crash it, Logan. I didn't crash. Come on. If you can take off again, it was not a bad landing. So thanks again, everybody. Have a good afternoon, a good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Stay fit and well, and see you soon. Thanks very much.